What's up, everybody? I am back with another video. In this video, I will be giving you 11 smart study tips with additional bonus tips in different parts of the video. If you watch till the end and put the tips to practice, I am certain that you will be very effective in your studies. To begin with, it is advised to study a few lessons or topics at a time for several reasons. When a person tries to cover 5 chapters at once, their productivity will not be as good as if they covered a chapter or a few lessons depending on the broadness of the chapter. Why? Well, first of all, it is tedious to cover so many chapters at once. Second, trying to comprehend so much at a time might make us stressed and will reduce our productivity, which will contribute to us giving up or being demotivated. Hence, if one wants to study effectively, he or she should divide the material they have to study into an amount they can easily cover at once, and go over them one by one. 2. Try to think like your professor or teacher. What do I mean by that? Every time you are studying, you should think, is this area or concept very important? If yes, how would I test my students on the topic if I were to prepare for an exam? To help you when doing so, use past papers. Be attentive in classrooms because professors often tell their students the important concepts during class. They might say this may appear on your exam, or they will just say this is a very important concept. So, when your professors do such things, take note and focus on these areas. In addition, some textbooks have learning competencies written on them at the beginning or end of the chapter. So make sure you check them too. This will help to focus more of your studies on the testable areas. 3. Help other students. Who do you help? It could be anyone who needs your help on either clarifying a concept or solving a question. If you do not have a person to help, assume you are explaining to a person or maybe explaining the concept to a toy. Whether you are explaining to a peer or a toy, make sure you see if you can explain the concept, solve the problem, and answer the questions easily without having doubts. And you might have doubts about some areas, so take note of these areas and make sure you work on them. 4. Use the SQ3R method, which stands for survey, question, read, recite, and review respectively. If you use this effective study method, you would comprehend lessons in a better way. I will do a separate video on the study method next time, and it will be on top somewhere as a card, so make sure you check it out. Stay with me. 7 more smart study tips that are very efficient are left. One bonus tip before we go to the 5th tip. Take 5-10 minutes to review or check what you have learned on daily basis. On number 5, we have using the spaced repetition study method. This method helps you remember most of what you read. That means it solves a problem many students face when preparing for exams. That is, we find it hard to remember what we have read a week or weeks before our exams. Sometimes we might forget what we read 3 days ago. Using this method to space out the material you need to study over some time and come back to them at certain intervals. Like after an hour, then a day, then after a week, then 2 weeks. Doing so helps you retain the information you got or the things you read for a longer period of time. 6. Use mnemonics. Use mnemonics to study and remember useful keywords or important areas in general. This method is indeed the fast way for recollection rather than just learning answers randomly. 7. Implement a time limit to your study sessions. This is basically where you study for a period of time you are more productive. How would you know how long the period is? Set up a timer. Then start reading your favorite subject in a place where you are comfortable. Stop the timer when you begin to feel bored or tired. The time could be 1 hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or even 5 minutes. So what you are going to do is study for the amount of time you got earlier and take a break between different sessions that last as long as the period you got from the little experiment you did. 8. Don't keep any study-related work for some time in the future. Many students tend to procrastinate on everything. As a student, you should always try your best to do everything you are given on time. Convince yourself to start studying from the beginning of the semester and stay disciplined throughout the academic year when preparing for an upcoming test or an exam study, as if your test is tomorrow, then you would be efficient in your work, you will reduce last-minute stress, and most importantly begin to get rid of procrastination. 9. Always check if you are really studying. People tend to sit with an open book in front of them for hours just to feel like they are putting in an effort, or are studying, maybe while just going through the pages, or they are lost in thought. Even if it is just 5 or 10 minutes after you have started reading, if you feel like nothing is getting into your head, or not understanding the material, or feeling bored, then get up immediately and get some fresh air, or do something fun, something that you like. It is better to study with a fresh mind for 30 minutes. So get back to studying after taking the time you need. But be careful to not get in the habit of fooling yourself by telling yourself you're always bored or tired or anything like that. 10. Be bold to seek help. You might not understand a concept or might not be able to answer a question. At times like this, be bold to ask your classmates and/or professors for help. It is okay to seek help. 11. Use different resources to study to help broaden your understanding of concepts and to answer any question that may come from the topic. Use your textbooks or coursework and other reference materials together. You can even go to YouTube. In addition, test yourself on each and every topic before sitting on an exam. Bonus tip 2. When you don't have much time left, don't waste the time you could use to understand topics by writing notes or highlighting. Bonus tip 3. Sleep and rest well. Many students who lose their sleep and study 9 to 12 hours a day are sometimes less productive than those who study effectively for 3 or 4 hours a day because they don't rest well. So rest well and get enough sleep. A quick summary. 1. Study a few topics at a time. 2. Try to think like your professor. 3. Help your peers. 4. Use SQ3R. 5. Use spaced repetition. 6. Use mnemonics. 7. Implement time limit. 8. Try to avoid procrastination. 9. Check if you're really studying. 10. Seek help. 11. Use different resources to study. I am sure if you use these study tips as an addition to your study skill, you will increase your confidence and competence. Using such study tips can also reduce anxiety about exams. By developing effective study skills, you may be able to cut down on the numbers of hours spent studying, leaving more time for other things in your life. So make sure you subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos like this.
Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.